Episode number 961, Hard Work versus Luck.
You're listening to the official BNI podcast with BNI founder and Chief Visionary Officer, Dr. Ivan Misner. Stay tuned for networking and referral marketing tips from the man who's been called the father of modern networking, along with suggestions and insights into getting the most from your membership in the world's largest networking organization, BNI.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the official BNI podcast. I'm Priscilla Rice, and I'm coming to you from Live Oak Recording Studio in Berkeley, California, and I'm joined on the phone today by the founder and the Chief Visionary Officer of BNI, Dr. Ivan Misner. Hello, Ivan. How are you, and where are you?
Well, I'm in Austin, but I'm on my way to Ireland. That's a really horrible accent, but I do have family roots, the Duffy and Moore family from Ireland. So I'm going back to my roots in Ireland for a BNI conference, and I'm really looking forward to it.
That sounds great. And let me just ask you, have you been there before?
Yeah, I've been there many times. Beautiful, beautiful country. Yeah.
Okay, great.
It's called the Emerald Isle for a reason. A lot of green.
Okay, well, what are you sharing with us?
Well, I'm talking about hard work versus luck and what really drives success. So let me start with something that I actually agree with, and that is that luck matters. It does. Being in the right place at the right time, meeting the right person, walking into an opportunity you didn't expect, that happens. But here's where I part company with a lot of people. Luck may open the door, but hard work is what gets you through it. Mm-hmm. And more importantly, hard work is what keeps you in the room once you get there. So I've been around long enough, decades in business, thousands of entrepreneurs that I've met, and I've seen a lot of patterns. And I can tell you this, the people who succeed over time are not the luckiest people. They're the ones, as a rule, yeah, sometimes there's an exception, but as a rule, they're the ones who show up consistently, do the work, and stay in the game long enough for something to actually happen. And there's research behind this. Psychologist Angela Duckworth studied what separates high performers from everyone else. And it wasn't IQ. It wasn't talent. It was something she called grit, the ability to stay focused and keep working when things get really difficult. In other words, success isn't about who starts the fastest, it's about who refuses to stop. Now, that doesn't mean you never stop, but sometimes the smartest move isn't necessarily to quit or stop, it's to adjust. And so you adjust your plan and take a look at things slightly differently. You don't give up the vision, but you may need to change the strategy to get there. Refusing to stop doesn't mean refusing to think. Sometimes you don't quit, you pivot. I have pivoted a lot in my career, trust me. You adjust the path, not the destination. Now, some people will say, well, I've seen talented people fail and average people succeed. That's luck. No, I'd say generally that's not the whole picture, because here's what hard work really does. It does three things that luck can't. First, hard work builds capability. You don't accidentally become excellent at something. You don't luck yourself into mastery. Research on deliberate practice shows that expertise comes from doing the work over and over again with intention. That's not luck, that's discipline. Second, hard work. You like that? I heard you, Priscilla.
Yeah.
You like that? I do too. Second, hard work builds credibility. In BNI, we talk about visibility. We talk about the VCP process, visibility, credibility, profitability. And you can't shortcut credibility. You earn it. How do you earn it? By doing the work consistently over time, not by getting lucky once. Third, hard work creates opportunity. This is the part most people completely miss. They think luck is something that just kind of happens. But in reality, the harder you work, the more people you meet, the more conversations you have, the more doors you knock on, the more lucky breaks seem to show up. That's not luck. That's exposure. That's activity. That's momentum. There's a concept that I love called earned serendipity. It basically means you create the conditions where good things are more likely to happen. You don't wait for opportunity. You build a life where opportunity can find you. Now, let's be fair. There is research that shows that luck plays a role. Some models even suggest that less talented people can outperform more talented people because of timing or randomness. And I don't agree with that. I don't completely disagree with that. Here's the critical point. Luck might determine which opportunity you get, but hard work determines what you do with it. Because without effort, luck is useless. I'm going to repeat that. Without effort, luck is useless. You don't accidentally build a business. You don't stumble into a great network. You don't trip and fall into a legacy. You don't build an amazing BNI chapter by accident. I've seen this play over and over again in BNI. Members who stay longer, members who engage more, members who build deeper relationships, they don't just get lucky. They get results consistently. There's always something else going on here that we don't talk about enough. When people say it's all luck, what they're often really saying is, I don't have control. And that's a dangerous mindset, in my opinion, because if success is luck, then effort doesn't matter. Discipline doesn't matter. Consistency doesn't matter. And if that's true, why even try? Why even try? Because here's what I believe and what I've seen proven over decades of experience. You may not control every opportunity, but you absolutely control your preparation and your response to potential opportunities. Preparation meets opportunity far more often than people realize. Let me give you a simple way to think about this. And if you're listening to this, write this down. If you're in a car, pull over and write this down. Luck is a moment. Hard work is a system. And systems beat moments every time. Let me give you that again. Luck is a moment. Hard work is a system, and systems beat moments every time. Let me share something personal with all of you. When I started BNI, I didn't have a roadmap. There was no playbook for referral marketing. I was figuring it out as I went, trial and error. And believe me, there were plenty of errors. And I know I've said this in the podcast before. I was method acting my way through learning how to do all of this. And there were times when things weren't working. They just weren't working the way I thought they should or would. And I had a choice. I could stop or I could adjust. I could pivot. So I adjusted, I pivoted, I tested, I refined. And over time, those small adjustments turned into a system. Looking back, people might call the success of BNI luck. But I can tell you it didn't feel like luck at the time. It felt like work, like hard work, fun work. I loved what I was doing, but it was work. Luck is unpredictable. Hard work is repeatable. Bet on what you can control. Luck may open the door, but hard work decides whether you walk through it or you watch someone else walk through it. The harder you work, the less you need luck and the more it seems to show up anyway. That has been my life, Priscilla. The harder I've worked, the less I've needed luck and the more it seemed to just show up anyway. Mm-hmm. So yes, everyone listening to this podcast, acknowledge luck. Be grateful for it when it shows up. But don't build your life around waiting for it. Build your life around doing the work. Because in the end, hard work doesn't guarantee success. But without it, success is almost guaranteed not to happen. Mm-hmm. And that's my message for today, Priscilla.
Mm, that's great, Ivan. I especially like your last sentence.
Thanks. I've had discussions with many people about luck and hard work. And, you know, if you look at the studies about people who win lottery tickets and they become multimillionaires. It's an incredibly high percentage of people that lose all the money because they don't know how to manage it. They've not earned it. They haven't learned how to earn it and save it and work with it.
Yeah.
Got really, really lucky and they lost it all. On the other hand, a lot of people that earn it, they keep it, and they keep it because they've learned how to manage it and maintain it. And that doesn't mean they don't take risks. I've taken risks, taken a lot of risks in BNI. I don't think I've ever said this on a podcast, but about 12 years ago, I almost filed bankruptcy because BNI Connect was so much putting me in debt.
Mm-hmm.
Yet I just kept focusing and working on it. And that's what ended up my story of BNI Connect is in the third paradigm, which I know I've talked about. And so it's not about luck, it's about hard work. And that's my philosophy on the two.
Mm-hmm. That's great, Ivan. And if you haven't done the work, you don't know how hard it is to actually be successful. But then when you are successful, you can produce, which is the important part.
It's like when people are just handed things, they don't. It's oftentimes second, third, fourth generation family members can't maintain the success and wealth of the family because they didn't achieve it and earn it.
Right.
And I mean, that's just one small sliver of the issue. But I'm talking to BNI members, and these are people who they're out there working. And I'm telling all of you listening to this, keep going. When I walk into a room, I may not be the smartest guy in a room. I may not be the busiest guy in a room. But I tell you this, I'm the most persistent guy in a room.
Mm-hmm.
I am a dog with a bone.
Mm-hmm.
And I have learned to work very hard. And that's how I have achieved success. That and a great network of people who've helped me get there. All right, Priscilla, over to you.
Okay. Thank you, Ivan. That was really great. This podcast is sponsored by MeisnerAudioprograms.com. These audio programs will provide you with the tools and the inspiration to powerfully enhance your BNI experience. So check out the great material that's available to you at MeisnerAudioprograms.com and then use the promo code IVAN50 for 50% off of everything. All of the proceeds go to the BNI Foundation. Thank you so much for listening. This is Priscilla Rice, and we look forward to having you join us again next week for another exciting episode of the official BNI podcast.